All right, what's up, everybody? We got another edition of the Offside Show today. We got stuff to go over. Not the most time to do it, but we're gonna get to it all as much as we can. Seth, how's it going?
I'm good. You didn't tell me you changed up the theme music using Motorhead. Now I'm getting for all of you WWE fans out there, I'm getting images of Triple H with his sledgehammer, spine busting people, giving folks the pedigree. I am the game.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I had to do Motorhead today. Piston Stalker Anthony, how's it going today?
Pretty good, man. As soon as I heard Motorhead, like Seth said, I thought Triple H like right away. I was like, all right, switch it up with Motorhead. But let's talk some Red Wings, you guys. Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, I have not followed wrestling that much, so I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So, but yeah, let's get into these topics. Of course, the biggest topic of the day, definitely, Anthony Mantha signs a 4-year, $22.8 million extension with the Red Wings. What are your thoughts on the contract? I'll take a raise of hands. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
All right, go ahead, Seth.
Some people might think that this is a little much for him, but I don't remember who it was. Whoever said it, made a lot of sense, saying that judging by what he's capable of, it will probably end up being a really good contract. I have no problem with the contract at all in terms of the amount or the length. I think it's a good amount for him to see, give him a chance to be one of those core players in the rebuild. And then, after 4 years, if it doesn't work out, you can, move on from him, trade him. But I'm good with the move. And most of all, what I'm impressed with is Yzerman is the GM. When he sets his mind to do something, he goes out and does it.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. Pistons talk. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on Anthony Mantha's contract?
I'm surprised how cheap it was. I thought he would have easily gotten a 6 to 7 year deal. And just to mention like the money, I thought it would have been 6 to 7 million as well. But the fact that this is Yzerman's longest term contract that he signed, I think we have reassurance that Anthony Mantha is part of the long-term future, not like Tyler Bertuzzi. But I honestly thought it was a steal. I mean, if he puts up the points, like let's say he puts up 50 to 60 points, you're looking at a deal that's, averaged around $5.7 million a year. That's an absolute steal for the Red Wings and Yzerman. I absolutely love the signing. If he can stay healthy, who knows what he can do.
Well, Yzerman doesn't want him to fight. That's for one thing.
Yeah, he finds creative ways to hurt himself, it seems like, every year. If it's not fighting, it's checking or just, something like that. But I hope he can stay healthy. One of my favorite players.
Yeah, I think you guys nailed it all right on the head. It's all about health for Mantha. I think this is a very solid deal. It's a perfect middle ground. Like, you can't get a much, honestly, for both sides. I think this is a great deal. 4 years, $22.8 million. It's just all about staying healthy. If he can stay healthy, we got like a 35 plus goal scorer, a consistent 35 plus goal scorer for us. But again, it all comes down to health. But again, I like the deal. I have nothing negative to say about it. Does anyone else have anything they want to add on this deal?
Yeah, I can easily see him as being a 35 or even a 40 goal guy as long as he's healthy.
Yep. It's just, you gotta stay on the ice. So good job, Mantha. Good job, Yzerman. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on and talk about another player who got a deal, but we're going to talk about what he needs to do to get another deal. What improvements do you want to see out of Tyler Bertuzzi? What improvements does Tyler Bertuzzi need to make this upcoming season to get another pay raise? Pistons talk. We'll start with you.
I don't know. When I look at Tyler Bertuzzi, I feel like each team needs kind of like a grinder like Tyler Bertuzzi, but the fact that Yzerman didn't really want to give him a long-term deal tells me that maybe he wants to see more of what Tyler Bertuzzi can do. I think if he wants to be part of this team, he's going to have to be more consistent on the defensive end of the ice. But other than that, I think offensively, he's just a grinder. He'll get you just those goals that not a lot of people want to go out and get. It's just an effort thing with him. But defensively, I think he needs to get better if he wants a long-term deal with the Wings.
Okay. Seth, I know you kind of aren't as high on Bertuzzi as maybe some others. So what are your thoughts on this question?
Yeah, well, honestly, I'm not going to say that I don't see him as a long-term piece of the team, but I don't really see him as being like a top 3 player, like he is right now, because he is only in that position now because the team really doesn't have much else going for itself. I see him as being more as a guy, ideally, as sort of like maybe, I don't want to say Maltby because I think he will score a little bit more than Maltby, but kind of similar to Maltby to where he's a grinder. And, Maltby was a grinder, could hit people, and could provide some timely goals, some clutch goals, particularly in the playoffs. So that's the type of role that I see Bertuzzi in. I don't really see him as really being able to get much better than he is. I feel like where he is at now, that's where he's going to be, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. So it's really hard for me to say. I think it's more dependent upon how Yzerman views him as how he fits on the team long term in terms of the players that he's going to bring in and bring up. So I don't think there's anything in particular that Bertuzzi can do. It's more dependent on Yzerman than anyone else.
Okay, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna have kind of a simple answer and kind of a bland answer, but he needs to get some more points. That's pretty much what my answer is. Get some more points and get yourself a Selke Trophy vote. Now, I think this might get a little forgotten, but Dylan Larkin actually did get some Selke Trophy votes in the 2018-2019 season. So I guess those are my 2 ways that he needs to, or at the very least, do something that will get you a vote. Because Larkin, he didn't even come close to winning the Selke Trophy, but he got some votes. And Bertuzzi needs to do that, find a way to get some votes and do something too that warrants getting some votes and get some more points. Like, we need to get to like the 60 to 70 point range, in my opinion.
I don't see that happening for him.
No, I don't see it happening for him.
Selke Trophy's more doable. Selke Trophy's more doable for him, in my opinion.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, that's what I think. He needs to get those things up, get his points, but you guys don't really see it happening. So I don't know. I don't think if we don't see it happen, I don't know. I just don't know what his long-term place on the team is. It's hard to tell right now.
It's not that he's not valuable. It's like Seth said, we don't really have a lot. That's why he's on the first line. Like, once all the prospects comes up, you could make a case. Maybe he's a second liner, maybe he's a third liner, and you don't want to be paying him $4 million to be a second or third liner,
Oh, no, I agree. I agree with you guys. I do agree with you guys. No, that's pretty much my take. Does anyone else have anything they want to add to what he needs to get better at to get another pay raise? No. Nope. I'm sorry, Seth. I interrupted you.
No, I'm saying nope.
All right, yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's go on. I think not much to really say. I think we said our pieces. All right, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a fun one. I think everyone's gonna be on the same page with this one, but let's see what happens. Who wins the starting goaltending position this year and why? All right, Pistons talk. We'll start with you this time.
I think it's going to be Thomas Greiss, just for, the fact that the type of season he had with New York, I think that's something, he's more of a number 1 goalie option for the Wings right now. Not to say Jonathan Bernier can't play starting goalie. I think he's just more comfortable playing that backup position. That's just my thing on it, but I don't know how you guys feel about Greiss being the number 1 goalie from day one.
Yeah, I'm really close. When I looked at it, I thought it was 100% going to be Greiss, but I don't know. Like, it's tough to say right now. Seth, who do you think is going to win the starting goalie position this year and why?
Believe it or not, I'm not totally sold on Greiss being the guy from day one. I mean, I'm not, he's obviously a very solid goalie, but I feel like it would be a bit of a battle, at least in the beginning, between him and Bernier. Granted, Bernier has been a career backup throughout his career. I just believe that it will probably be a toss-up in the very beginning. Even, whoever emerges, it will probably be very much a shared load. We won't see one of the guys play like 65, 70 games. I think it'll be a pretty much shared load. So, but I really don't think we could go wrong either way with whichever guy ends up being the top goalie. It may very well end up being Grice, and like PD said, Pistons Talk said, because of how he was with the Islanders, and I think even farther back with the Sharks, I wouldn't get nervous at all with him being our number one goalie, not one bit, especially at this point where the Red Wings are still rebuilding.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So here's the careers so far of each of these goalies. Thomas Greiss in his career has a one. Like I'm not big on putting win-loss records on one player, but it's there, so I'm gonna put it out there that it's there. For Greiss's career, he's 137, 90, and 28. He has a 915 save percentage, a 2.63 goals allowed average, and 13 shutouts. During his time at the Islanders, he is 101, 60, and 17 with a 915 save percentage, a 2.70 goals allowed average, and 10 shutouts. In the 2018-19 season may have been Greiss's best season. I'm not 100% sure, but looked pretty good. 0.927 save percentage, 2.28 goals allowed average, and 5 shutouts. Now, Bernier, for his career, he does not have as good of a record, but his production doesn't look way different than Greiss's. But for Bernier's career, he's 152, 148, and 38. And he has a 912 save percentage with a 2.76 goals allowed average and 18 career shutouts. However, in the 2019-20 season, which was kind of recent, it wasn't the best season for Bernier. 15. I don't know, how was this season? I don't know what I'm talking about. Bernier had a 15, 22, and 3 record, a 907 save percentage, 2.95 goals allowed average, and 1 shutout. Honestly, I don't think the stats look all that different for these two guys. I think the situation Greiss was in New York is going to be a lot different than the situation he's coming to. Granted, the Red Wings did make a lot of moves. I don't know who's going to be getting what kind of ice time yet, but it's tough to tell. I probably would lean more towards Greiss simply because the contract he signed would lead me to believe that he'll probably win the starting job. But I wouldn't roll Bernier out because, considering the situation Bernier was in this year, I think he did as good as he could. I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but I think he did as good as he could with the situation he was given. But do you guys have anything else to add on to that?
I have to agree with that because, especially when you also throw in the fact that he was basically thrusted into the starting position because of how poorly Howard played. So, he definitely, did, the best that he could. And I also want to add in that you mentioned about wins and losses. For goalies, win-loss records can, not always, but can sometimes be misleading because sometimes goalies could have bad win-loss records, but still play well in net. It's just that the team is in front of them is playing badly. It happens sometimes even to some of the best goalies. Like I remember, I think it was the 95-96 season. Dominik Hasek went through a tough season with the Sabres. Even though he had won a bunch of Vezina trophies before and after, so you can't always look at win-loss records. And you have an extreme case, now again, going back to the 95-96 season with the Flames, where Trevor Kidd had better stats than Rick Tabaracci, but somehow Tabaracci had a much better record. It's just really weird. Like, I think Tabaracci was a few games above 500, and Kidd was a few games below 500. I guess for whatever reason, the Flames gave Tabaracci more goal support, I guess. It was just really weird that season.
Like I said, I I am like not big at all on putting. I don't like putting win-loss records on one single player because I just don't think that's fair. Like that, it's a team game. There's a lot of circumstances that affect it. No, but I mean, I think it's a toss-up. I really do. Like he's not coming into the situation he was in New York. That's my biggest thing. I don't know if he's going to perform if you swapped Bernier and Grice. I'm not going to say the results would have been the same, but I guarantee you Grice's stats would not have looked nearly as good if he was playing on the Red Wings a season ago, the way they looked when he was playing on New York. And their style's a bit different than, their style's a bit different than ours. Like, and they were like a good defensive team to begin with. Business Talk, do you have anything else to add on to this whole topic?
I think a good measurement when you're looking at goalies is you have to look at the save percentage and goals against. That will really tell you what kind of goalie he is. Like win-loss records, like you could have just like a complete stacked team like Grice did in New York, and his wins might not translate to the type of goalie he is, like you said. We did get a little bit better on the defensive end, adding guys like a Stretcher from Vancouver and that guy from Vegas. But I don't know. I'm kind of partial towards Grice because I think Bernier absolutely got exhausted because Jimmy Howard was completely useless out there. I think like what Seth said, they probably would split. It could probably be like a 50-50 split between the both of them just to have fresh goalies, going into a long season.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I like that. I mean, that's probably what I'm leaning towards, actually, now you mention it, is that they'll probably split a lot of time and then just ride with whoever's got
whoever's hot,
Yeah, whoever's hot, and just ride with whoever's hot at the time. All right, does anyone else have anything they want to add on the starting goalie for the upcoming season?
No, I think we beat that thing to death.
Yeah.
It's so funny. We didn't even talk. We talked about that was definitely the longest segment we've had for sure so far. But yeah, all right. Now I think this could be a little bit of a fun question. Who will constitute the first line for the Red Wings in the 2021 season? Seth, I'm going to start with you this time.
Well, to be honest, I really don't see much variety or much difference from the start of last season with Larkin, Mantha, and Bertuzzi, because I really don't see who else you could go with. Everyone else is, either will still be down in the AHL or over in Europe. So who else do you really have? I mean, are you going to put Philp on that top line? Even when he was in his prime, he was at best a second line guy. Are you going to put Nielsen on that first line? No. Who else are you going to put on that top line? So
Bobby Ryan, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I forgot about him, but they might will put him on the second line or third or even third line to provide more depth. Probably second line.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Oh, but who will be the first line defenseman also?
Probably the Kaiser, and I can't think of the other one. Oh, it's
Hronik?
not going to be.
Who are you talking about, Hronik?
Well, it's not going to be him because he's playing in the Czech Republic.
Oh yeah.
And it's not going to be Seider. He's playing in the SHL.
Yeah, so
I don't know if it'd be Troy Stetcher from Vancouver. I think
bring back Cromwell from retirement for
We're just going to have to wait and see. I have no idea what our team's going to look like because we've loaned half of our team over to Sweden.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. Like I think the first line will still be the same. I think the second line and third line might be more interesting to talk about. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, that a lot can happen there. Second, third line, a lot of variables.
Do you want me to make a banner for that really fast?
Sure, why not?
All right, hold on 1 second. This will give me a sec. Sorry. Be patient with me. Being a corpse right now. All right. Here we go. Who will constitute? Oh, oops, wrong question. There you go. Who will constitute the second line for the Red Wings in the 2021 season? All right, Pistons talk. Let's try us off with you now.
So, assuming Zadina can come back. I'd probably put him on the second line. Probably Bobby Ryan on there at the other wing, and maybe you could throw in a Filppula or a Sam Gagner. I don't know. I feel like we have so many veterans that you could put on that second line just so it's not god awful like it was last year. But that would probably be my assumption on the second line.
All right. What about the defenseman? Who do you think will be the second line defenseman? I know we don't have much.
I don't know. I don't want to put Alex Biega out there in the second line. I feel like he's kind of like maybe a third, but you're kind of, there's like no depth right now because we're all over in Sweden. So probably Biega and John Murrell out there for defenseman.
All right. There's one guy. Hold on. There's one guy I'm surprised you guys haven't even brought up yet. Seth, who do you think will constitute the second line for the Red Wings in this season?
Gagner is an intriguing choice, but I could maybe also see, I hate to say it, Nielsen or Filppula. Nothing against Filppula now, but he's in hockey terms, he's old as dirt, and he's not the player he once was. Ideally, I would have loved to have seen Veleno develop to the point where he could be the second line guy, but that obviously hasn't happened yet. So, but I agree with Pistons talk with Zadina and Ryan on the wings. And for defensemen, I have not the slightest clue, to be honest. No clue at all.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Actually, before I go on, so are we for sure not going to get certain players back before the start of the season with the loan, or are we going to get them back?
We'll get them back, but it's not going to be at the start of the season. I mean, we'll probably, assuming there's a full season, 72, 82 games, whatever it is, we'll probably get them maybe when the season's practically over. So
wait, so that's a confirmed fact? We're not going to get them before the season's over.
Yeah, because a lot of them signed, loan contracts over in the SHL. Then the seasons over there are 30 games long. So they're going to be over there.
All right. Fair enough. All right, cool. Thanks for the clarification. So for the second line, I mean, dude, we have so many corpses on this team. So it's hard to choose a good second line. I'm just gonna go with players that we haven't loaned yet. We didn't loan Fabry, did we? I don't think we loaned Fabry.
No, we didn't.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'd probably go with Fabry, maybe even Nemestnikov. Yeah, I think.
I forgot about him.
Fabry, Nemestnikov, and Ryan for the second line. For the second line forwards. Second line defenseman's really freaking hard, dude. It's our first line defenseman shouldn't even be on the first line, and our second line shouldn't even be on the second line. So it's tricky. Y'all remember Mark Stahl did not get loaned, right?
No.
Not yet.
He'll probably be top 4 defenseman. I'm pretty sure.
I felt like he was going to play on just strictly based on the contract, I would probably have put him on the first line, but that's just strictly based on the contract. Second
and experience.
Line. Yeah, exactly. Second line, dude. I see why you guys are struggling now with the second line defenseman. Oh, dude, I'll probably go with. Yeah, I'd probably just go with I have to pull up some stats, but I'd probably go with the Kaiser and Stetcher for the second line, honestly.
But with defensemen, you can't go entirely by stats. You have to go by their role too.
Yeah, it's 100% true.
Yeah, I feel like Mark Stahl and the Kaiser would be for me personally, that would be my first Deing pair. I don't know about you guys.
I agree. I probably would have put Hronek on the first line, honestly. But that's just me.
Well, Pistons Talk said he was loaned out, though. So.
Yeah, right. You're right. He did say that. I'm sorry. I'm being a corpse right now.
It's all right, man. It's hard to keep up with all these loans.
Yeah, because we're just loaning them left and right.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, it even says on cap-friendly COVID loans, so I don't even know why I brought him up. No, for the second line, yeah, you know what? I'll probably just go with Nemeth and Stetcher. That's my option. That's my pick. Do y'all agree or disagree with those picks? So what did I go? I went Fabry, Ryan, and Nemesnikov for the forwards, and then I went Nemeth and Stetcher for the defenseman, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys agree with that or disagree with that?
I mean, I completely forgot about Nemeth, and I can't even say that guy's last name, but Kozlov's nephew.
Nemesnikov?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead again.
Yeah, I think that you could make such a case for that second line. It's just refreshing. We actually have players that aren't completely ass. Like, we might actually win 30 games.
Don't play. That's fun. Oh, I was about to say a curse word or a bad curse word, but no, that's hilarious. No, I mean, no. We still have a long way to go. We definitely still have ways to go, but
it's a big improvement. No, you don't have Jonathan Erickson or Applicator out there. I mean, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Shout out to you players. We're sorry. Like, thanks for what you did for us, but your time came. It just is what it is. So, yeah. Seth, do you have anything else you want to add on to this?
No, I'm good.
All right. Now let's talk about this question. I think it's gonna be interesting. We've talked about this a million times, but I don't think we've talked about this specific way. How long of a leash does Steve Yzerman have to get this operation turned around for you? Like, I guess if you're the owner, how long of a leash are you giving him to get this whole thing on the right track? Because it's completely off the rails right now. And that's an understatement. I'll take a raise of hand. Who wants to go first?
That man does not have a leash at all. He's Steve Yzerman. He's the captain. He is the much beloved legend Hall of Famer. He doesn't have a leash. At least not for now, and probably won't for the next 2, 3, 4 years. I will compare him to Jim Harbaugh as the Michigan head coach, even though he does have a leash now. I hate to say it, but, for the longest time, he did not have one. He could do absolutely no wrong for the Wolverine faithful. So that's how it's going to be for Yzerman for the foreseeable future. He can do no wrong, and as long as he makes smart moves, it's going to remain that way. And he keeps on telling people, be patient. So, it's not like he hasn't, prepped fans, even though there is that segment of fans on Facebook that are like, oh, come on, Steven, you need to do something. Get Taylor Hall. And, people that or like Fire Blast Show. This is unacceptable. We should be competitive. Spoiled fans who knew nothing but playoff success, chasing Stanley Cups that don't remember the Dead Wings era. Aside from that unruly bunch, most fans, I think, are very understanding of the situation. And even Mike Valenti on 97 won the ticket when Yzerman first got the job, said that Yzerman is the one GM in town that should, be beyond reproach right now. And Valenti can lay it on folks. So,
okay,
he's gonna. I think for now he's gonna get as much time as he needs, because foreseeably it'll be at least 3 years before they're a playoff team, and 5 before they're legitimate cup contenders. So
is that your answer? Like, he has 3 years to get us. So I'm interpreting your answer as he has 3 years to get us to the playoffs and 5 years to get us into the Stanley Cup contention conversation. That's what I'm interpreting from you.
Yeah, but it's not like I see Chris saying 5 years or else you're fired. He and also at the same time, I see Yzerman as being able to reach those goals anyway. So.
All right. Well, I guess my question is, like, what if he doesn't reach those goals? I know I'm being negative. I'm sorry, but like, what if he doesn't reach those goals? Then what's going on?
Then, well, he'll probably get 1 or 2 more years. The lines. He'll probably be afforded a bit of patience. Not as much as the Ford family, but he'll be afforded some patience. It's not like he's going to be fired on the spot.
Yeah, for sure. I can accept the answer. We have Alex Left Friend Swan this, in the chat. What's up, man? Hey, you think our first round choice plays this year?
No.
Probably not. I'm pretty sure our first round choice is loaned right now anyways.
He'll still be in Sweden.
Yeah.
The most he could probably do is AHL. I think that's the way the Sweden contracts work.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, what's up, Alex? Thanks for joining in the chat. But yeah, Pistons talk. What are your thoughts on that? How much of a leash, if you were the owner, would you be giving Steve Yzerman?
However long he wants, honestly.
You'd give him 10 years if it took him 10 years?
It ain't going to take him 10 years.
No, it's not going to take him that long. I look at what he built in Tampa, and I think he can replicate that. He knows how to build a team. And if you're going to say, well, fire him in 3 to 5 years if he doesn't do that, I think it would be very foolish. We had a GM in Ken Holland who completely just destroyed the Red Wings' future, giving contracts to guys like Nielsen. It's refreshing to have a GM like Steve. You saw what he did this free agency. He completely just upgraded our forwards, upgraded the defensemen. You give him even more cap space next year because we're going to have so many free agents. He can go after the big fish next year if he wants to, fast forward this rebuild. But, I'm giving him a long leash because I've seen what he's done in Tampa.
All right. No, let me be clear. Like, I'm on the same page with y'all. I'm giving him the time. I'm giving him the necessary time. I don't expect this. Like, if we don't make the playoffs next year, you're not going to hear any fire Yzerman or fire anybody rants from me. Like, you already don't really hear any rants from me ever, but that's not what I'm going to do. Like, there's going to be no fire Yzerman if we don't make the playoffs next year. That's not what's going to happen. I mean, honestly, I'd probably get I don't even know if I would expect us to make the playoffs the following year, but the year after, I probably would expect something like that. No, but I agree. I mostly trust Yzerman. Like, I don't have blind faith in Yzerman, but I have faith in him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I guess I'm giving him, 5 years is like my personal leash to make the playoffs, but just for the playoffs is what my personal leash is. But
I think we'll be playoff contenders in 5 years. That's how much faith I have in the guys we have in developmental, AHL, all the European prospects, all the Swedish prospects. I think 5 years we're playoff contender.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm coming off because I'm mostly on the same page with you guys. I would be shocked as hell if this thing doesn't get turned around.
I get it, man. Suffering Detroit sports fans. We just need one good team to root for.
No, I do expect Yzerman to get this turned around. I don't know. I guess I want to talk about the other side a little bit too, because there's always a possibility that the other side happens. What if his brain just fries and he becomes a Mike Milbury type of GM? Okay, that's an extreme right there, but anything can happen, I guess, is my overall point. But we got another.
Not going to happen. Mike Milbury? Come on. But, I guess from my viewpoint, even though I became a Wings fan, towards the start of the playoff streak, I have a proper perspective, and I actually kind of see it as an exciting new experience to see the Wings in a rebuild and seeing how the prospects are doing. I see it as an exciting new challenge. I don't see it as being like, oh my gosh, they suck so bad. They need to be better. They need to be a playoff team. They need to be winning cups again. Oh my gosh. That's not me. That's definitely not me.
No, like I said, I'm mostly on the same page with you guys, but I don't know. I guess always be prepared for whatever happens, I guess. No, but I don't even remember what I was going to say, but Alex Leffer and Swa, Anthony, Tyler Bertuzzi had similar issues with fighting injuries. Do you think you can adjust? Yeah, I think they can adjust. I don't know if they will, but I absolutely think they can. Do you guys have anything to add on to that?
Well, we got Tyler. We don't have Todd anymore, but
oh yeah, Todd. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know if you meant to put Tyler, but yeah, I mean, he does get into fights a little bit because people like to screw with Tyler Bertuzzi for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because he's on the shorter side, but as long as he doesn't injure his hands, I'm fine. fight to your heart's content. Who cares?
Yeah,
Same here.
Go and whoop some ass. I don't know. All right. Does anyone else have anything to add on Yzerman's leash, or do you think we're good?
Nah.
Nope.
All right, we're good. All right. So now we're going to talk about one of our players, one of our draft picks. Hold on one second. Yeah, we're going to talk about one of our draft picks. What are your thoughts on Red Wings second round pick William Wallinder? Who wants to go first? I'm taking a raise of hand again. All right.
I'll go ahead and get my thoughts out of the way.
All right.
From what I know, I'll admit, full disclosure, it's not like I've watched a whole bunch of videos and looked up a whole bunch of info about him. But from what I can tell, he is a, smart, intelligent defenseman, well-rounded, because those are the type of players that Yzerman drafts, forwards and defensemen, guys who can, with a high hockey IQ. But in terms of my gut feeling, he's a long-term pick. He's not going to be in Detroit for a number of years. So he's going to spend some more time in Sweden, probably a year or two, then spend at least a couple years after that in the AHL. So this is a long-term pick for sure, in my opinion. That's it. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I lost connection for a second, but yeah. Right, so everything's good then. No connection problems or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Pistons talk. What are your thoughts on this draft pick?
I was kind of surprised that we took him in the second round, but Red Wings are just in love with Swedes. I think we can all agree with that. They love their Swedes, but I think what Seth said, I think he's going to be a project player. I mean, he's a 6'4" defenseman, which I think I told you guys he broke his foot, so he's got a foot injury right now. But I think we'll probably see him in another 3 to 4 years. And I'm kind of being generous there, but I think he's a defenseman that has a lot of upside and potential.
Yeah, I think we're on kind of the same page. Like, I think his upside is.
You're breaking up.
Good. The question is, can the development staff bring out all the good upside, take out all the. I'm breaking up. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to fix it. No.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. We can hear you now, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, the one thing they teach us in media with the worst thing is dead air.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I don't know what's going on with me right now. I'm really sorry about that, guys. But, I agree with you guys. He's a...
Yeah, it's cutting out again.
Hey. Come back, PD. Come back.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, well, technology sometimes you never know when stuff like this will happen to where technology will just cut out on you.
Yeah, I got too many windows open. That happened to me last night. I had too many windows open and it just completely just fried out.
Well, I did not know that could happen.
Yep.
Hey.
Come on, StreamYard, do better. Oh, we completely lost them. Wow. All right.
Okay. Trying to see.
All right. Last time. Did that
he's back.
help anything? Did that help anything?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Guys, can you hear me? All right. I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on with me right now. Yeah, I think you guys beat the topic to death. You guys nailed it right on the head. He's a good project player. I think he has upside. Does anyone else have anything they want to add on to this?
Nope.
All right.
Nah.
Yeah. All right. We'll go on to your segment, Seth. Seth segment, take the floor away.
Okay. It's going to be pretty simple this time since we pretty much have gone through major free agent signings and, well, in this case, re-signings. We're going to go back and talk about our favorite and least favorite free agent signings. We're going to keep it to limited to players that were signed that weren't already on the team. So, because if we do re-signings, that could, that's not exciting. So we're going to go with free agents that became Red Wings. So, like for me, my favorite signing would be Luc Robitaille, 2001. That was part of that real big offseason where the Wings acquired Dominik Hasek in a trade and then signed Robitaille and then Brett Hull. Robitaille had always been one of my favorite left wingers. I'm a guy that loves offense. And in terms of left wingers, you couldn't get any better than Robitaille in his era. 63 goals in 92, 93. And in his first stint with the Kings, never scored less than 44 goals in a season. Then with the Pens and the lockout shortened season 23, he struggled with the Rangers, but then when he was back at the Rangers, just said Rangers. When he was back with the Kings, he was back to being a 30-goal guy. Of course, he was a little bit older and, was in the dead puck era where scoring was lower. So 30 goals for him, 30-plus goals was pretty good for him. So when the Wings signed him, to try to load up on guys to win another cup, and because he hadn't yet to win a cup in his career, I was absolutely excited. Oh my gosh, he had been one of my favorite non-Red Wing players. So to see him sign, I was so excited. Least favorite signing, I think you guys know where I'm going to go with this. Frans Nielsen. 6 years for a guy that's basically at best a second-line center when he was signed, and maybe a top-line center if you needed him to fill in for your injured top liner. But 6 years, paying him like he's a superstar just because Datsuk left for Russia, I knew right then and there that the Wings playoff streak was going to be over. And I was at peace with it. I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah.
All right, for
How
sure.
about you guys?
All right, Pistons talk. Do you want to go before me, or do you want me to go first?
I could go if you don't have one off the top of your head right now.
I don't really have one off the top of my head right now. I have one off the top of my head for my favorite. That's a little bit of a curveball, but I don't really have a least favorite. Honestly, my least favorite would probably be Nielsen, like Seth said. But you can go first, Pistons talk.
So probably my favorite free agent signing was Matthew Schneider. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
He was probably one of my favorites. I loved Luc Robitaille. I loved Brett Hull. I think my least favorite would probably have to be Nielsen, would probably be my least favorite. But just off of recent memory, I can't really think of a free agent signing when they were winning, that I didn't like because they were going to contribute. But those would probably be my favorite and least favorite.
All right, cool. Like I said, my first one, my mind's probably going to be a bit of a curveball. There's a lot of great ones, like Robitaille and Hull are both spectacular signings. We couldn't have won the cup without them. But I guess this guy is a little bit of a forgotten Red Wing. Brian Rafalski, he was a very key contributor to that 2008 team. He gets a little bit forgotten. Ooh, that's a good one. Shanahan plus super move. No, that
he was they got him in a trade though.
Yeah. No, but that's a good pick. No, but Brian Rafalski is a little bit of a forgotten contributor to that 08 team.
I wouldn't really call him forgotten though. Maybe underrated, underappreciated, but yeah, he was sneaky good. He was kind of overlooked in New Jersey too, but I was really high on that signing at the time because of him being a solid, steady defenseman, a lot like Lidstrom, only he's American and has a right-handed shot. And then him being from Dearborn, it was a homecoming for him, so I thought it was a really good signing. And in terms of least favorite, honorable mention goes to Mikael Samuelsson, his second time around in Detroit. Awful
I
sign.
remember him. I remember his first stint though. I don't really remember his second. I didn't even know he had a second stint.
His second stint was terrible. They brought him back at the same time they signed Jordan Tutu.
Oh.
And I think what was his name? The guy that was with Florida. Can't think of his name. 5-year contract. They bought him out. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I
played like did good his first 2 or 4 games, then got hurt and then sucked after that. Gosh.
I'm sorry, Seth. I can't.
He played for the Panthers before that. Can't think of his name.
I can't think of it either. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm useless.
14, 15. Okay, I got to go back to the 14-15 season. Because that's when or 13-14 season. Ay.
No, I think that's a good pick for Samuelson. I forgot. I didn't.
That is really bugging him that I can't think of who.
All right, what season is it? You said it's the 13-14 season? Because I can pull up right now. And I'm just
that's when they signed him. 2013.
All right, I'm going to just read you a bunch of names and then just tell me if.
And they bought him out.
Abelkader, Alfredson.
No.
Almquist, Anderson, Bertuzzi, Callahan, Cleary, Datsuk, DeKaiser, Eves, Emerton, Erickson, Ferraro, Franzen.
Slow down.
All right. Erickson, Ferraro, Franzen, Glendenning, Gustafson, Helm, Howard, Yurko, Kindle, Cronwall, Lashoff, Legwan, Marchenko. That almost feels like it's it, honestly. Miller, Mrazek, Nyquist, Ouellette, Polkinen, Quincy, Samuelson, Sheehan, Smith, Sproul, Tatar, Tutu, Weiss, and Zetterberg.
Might have been Weiss.
Weiss. Yeah, it was Weiss.
All right. That's a good pick. Ooh, Huberto? I don't know. Maybe. No, but
when did we have Huberto?
I don't remember, honestly. I feel like it was like, I'll look it up real fast. No, but oh no, he was trying to help you out, I think, actually. That's why he said Huberto. But yeah, Weiss was the guy you were looking for. No, but no, I guess no. Did we signed Hasek, right? Did we sign Hasek or did we not sign Hasek?
I think we traded for him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, yeah, you're right.
We
did trade for him.
Yeah, for Kozlov.
Yeah. You guys didn't mention Brad Stewart.
Ooh, that's
he was in a trade.
I thought he was a free agent signing.
No, he was in a trade for a conditional 5th-round pick, which was a steal.
Yeah.
That was during the 07-08 season. That was a steal. And people don't realize how much the Red Wings blue line got worse after he left. You know, people talk about when Lidstrom left and Rafalski, but when Stewart left, yeah, that hurt too.
They all went to hell after that.
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
Yeah, he was basically the guy that if you didn't hear about him, that meant he was doing his job.
Yeah, pretty much. No, so did I give my picks? I guess my picks were Rafalski and Nielsen for my favorite and least favorite.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Right, does anyone else have anything they want to add on to this topic?
No, that's it.
All right. Sounds good. Is there any other topics you guys want to discuss today really quickly?
Sweden's playing Russia right now, but other than that, nothing really.
All right, Seth, is there any other topic you want to talk about really fast that we didn't talk about yet?
I think we're good.
All right, so
as long don't play anymore. As long as Bettman doesn't try to play 82 games, which would be totally dumb if you're going to start in January or whatever. 82 games is crazy. So yeah, that's my rant.
Did we talk about the OHL thing or no?
Oh, you want to talk about that really fast? Do you guys want to talk about the OHL?
Did we talk about that last week?
We have not talked about the OHL yet.
Okay. Maybe it was just our our Twitter chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce it.
Pistons Talk, I think you're a little more informed on this. So can you give us a little bit of background? Because
they want to ban hitting so they can lessen the spread of COVID, which I really didn't understand that. I was like, I get you don't want to get COVID, but if you're not going to have hitting in hockey, I think it's just you're gonna develop a lot of bad habits, in my opinion. Like you're gonna be skating with your head down, and you come up to the NHL, someone's just gonna knock your socks off because you're not paying attention, you're not looking up. But I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Like I don't think it's a confirmed thing yet. Like they're talking about it, but it's not confirmed yet.
It's not confirmed, but I mean, if they do that, I mean, you're gonna have some prospects that are gonna play over the OHL. Like Cole Perfetti, for example. I thought that's who we were going to draft, but he's going to be playing with no hitting. Imagine what kind of habits he would develop if there's no hitting in the game.
Yeah, no, like that's like if your concern is to prevent the spread of COVID, then that's stupid. Like, then don't play. Just don't play. Like, you're already less than 6 feet apart anyway. Your defender is literally standing like when you're defending the dude, you're not standing 6 feet away from your defender unless you're in certain situations. Like, this just feels really pointless. The only way to stop it is to not play. Like, like I think one of the guys brought up a good point. So X amount of people sitting on a bench next to each other is not going to prevent the spread of it. Like, come on, man. Seth, what do you think of this?
I know if Jim was still doing the show, he would be having the king of all fits. Hockey with no hitting is just, I don't know. It's like, what could I compare it to? Like, it would be like having, I don't know. It would just be crazy. I mean, you already have it to where at the college level you can't fight, but at least they can still hit. You take out hitting, well, that's just not hockey. It's not hockey.
It's a different sport when you do that. Well, this makes no sense. If the plan if the plan is to prevent the spread of the virus, then don't play. That's literally the only real option. If that's what your plan is, like, that's just, I don't know. Like, what? Good luck to whatever they decide to do. But that doesn't feel like it's gonna. That just feels like a bad idea. That feels silly to me. But thankfully, I'm not the commissioner of that league, and it's not confirmed yet. Let's be clear. It's not confirmed that it's going to happen yet, but we're going to see what happens. All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to add on to that topic?
I'm good.
No.
All right. Is there any other topic that you guys want to discuss that we haven't discussed today?
I don't think so.
No.
Seth? All right. No. We're going to go ahead and close the show out right here. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. I'm sorry for my connection issues. I'll make sure to work on that and make sure that doesn't happen too much. But, yeah, who wants to give final thoughts first? I'll take a raise of hand.
Thanks for having me, as always. It's always great to talk Red Wings hockey. Thanks for joining us, Alex Lefrancois. Usually I could pronounce it. It's just I get a little tongue-tied sometimes. So please don't be offended, sir. As always, join us again next week, same day, same time, for some more Red Wings hockey. You heard it from me, Seth Walker.
All right, Pistons Talk. What are your final thoughts?
Good show. Love talking, all the topics, the goalie topics, second line topic. That was a lot of fun. Same time next week. Should be fun. Can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. We're always going to keep trying to bring that Red Wing content. Also, I'm going to have to give myself a shameless plug really fast. If you're into the Lions, also make sure to go subscribe to the Detroit Sports Alliance channel. We're eventually going to try to move everything over there, but for now, it's going to be on my channel until we get that more organized. The Detroit Sports Alliance channel is linked in the description. However, also, I'm going to be hosting the Lions versus Vikings pregame show tomorrow. So, yeah, make sure to tune into the pregame show. But, yeah, thanks for coming in, everybody. And with that, we are out.